Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
But I hope one thing is clear after this week. I never give up.
This morning on GMSA, the 15th time's the charm for new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, after 14 failed attempts to win the position in Congress. The latest details from last night's vote.
Back here at home, a 19-year-old is shot outside a bar on the city's west side, close to downtown. What we've uncovered in the last few hours.
And taking a look outside through live cam at 65 degrees, what the weekend will look like. We'll be checking in with Mia Montgomery. Good morning, San Antonio, at 6 o'clock on Saturday, January 7th. Happy New Year, Sarah.
Happy New Year.
How was your weekend?
It was good. I had 9 days off.
9 days off.
Oh my gosh, it was, I think, the most I've ever had off ever. And it was amazing. The weather has been very warm, Mia. And 65, it's kind of soupy out there. It's very humid.
Just a little bit, yeah. We've really, over the past 24 hours especially, kind of seen a lot of that humidity rush back into south central Texas. Yesterday, that's one of the reasons why we had some patchy fog in the morning, and that's going to be the case again. In fact, already seeing some reduced visibilities out there early this Saturday. So if you are planning on hitting the roads over the next couple of hours for any early weekend plans, make sure to be extra careful and give yourself a little bit of extra time. Taking a look at those dew points here this 6 a.m. hour, which again is how we measure that moisture here in the air. We're in the 60s, very much in that muggy category. So you can feel just a little bit more of that stickiness heading outdoors early this morning as well. Bernie Stage area already down to just 2 miles visibility. About the same just up I-10 up in Kerrville. Here in San Antonio, at least for the majority of Bexar County as of right now, we don't have a whole lot of issues when it comes to that denser fog in place. But of course, we will need to monitor that here over the next couple of hours into this morning. Also, some pockets and areas of drizzle will be a possibility. That then transitions to a few light spotty showers into the afternoon. Maybe a few peaks of sunshine, daytime highs overall, looking to top off in the low 70s for a good portion of the area. Maybe a few upper 60s across our 4 northwestern counties into the hill country. But as we head into this evening and especially tonight, our next cool front is going to approach from the north. That does look to spark up a round of some scattered rain, a couple of thunderstorms that'll work farther down to the southeast into the early morning hours of our Sunday. We'll talk about all of those details and get you the latest look at Futurecast coming up in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. And this morning, San Antonio police are investigating a shooting on the city's west side.
It left one woman injured, and KSAT's Alyssa Cole joins us live from where it happened. Good morning, Alyssa. So what do we know so far?
Good morning, Jonathan, Sarah. So we are downtown right now, but we do know that that woman that was shot, she was shot in the leg overnight. Now, here are the details. She's 19 years old, and authorities say she was shot at a bar downtown. Now, no confirmation on which bar that is. Now, we're still working to find that out. She told police the person responsible for shooting her in her leg left in a black sedan. Now, afterwards, she was taken to Santa Rosa Hospital. That's about 10 minutes in the area. While police carried out the initial investigation, they found shell casings in the area, but no blood. One of the questions investigators are working to figure out is why was a 19-year-old at the bar in the first place? Now, as we continue to get answers to those questions, we'll keep you posted online and in our later newscast. Back to you all.
Thank you, Alyssa. Police are also sorting through a series of stories about what triggered a deadly shooting. This one happened at an apartment complex on Medical Drive near the medical center. So police say one man was killed, another rushed to the hospital. Officers say both victims were in the same car, but they don't know what actually led up to the shooting since they've received several different stories from the survivor. So right now, officers think a robbery may have led to Friday's shooting, but the investigation continues.
And topping your morning headlines, after 4 days and 15 votes, Republican Kevin McCarthy won the speakership of the House of Representatives overnight.
But it wasn't without some tense drama between party members. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has the latest from Capitol Hill.
After 4 days of voting, a new Speaker of the House has finally been chosen.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California having received a majority of the votes cast, is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Republican Kevin McCarthy securing the Speaker's gavel after more than a dozen defeats this week.
That was easy, huh? In America, dreams can still come true.
But that was after tensions appearing to rise on the House floor between Republicans after McCarthy lost the 14th round of voting.
My friends, this chamber is now fully open for all Americans to visit.
The congressman from California picking up support from fellow Republicans on Friday, prompting cheers on the House floor during what's now the longest vote to elect a speaker since before the Civil War. McCarthy received 216 votes over Democratic Representative Hakeem Jeffries' 212 votes.
The D in Democrat stands for deliver. Over the next 2 years, as we begin this 118th Congress, let us continue to fight.
20 Republicans had been holding firm against McCarthy, but that changed after a series of closed-door negotiations and concessions. Now that this battle for the Speaker is over, the members can finally be sworn in and move on to their legislative duties. Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
And some other quick headlines. A Virginia teacher is fighting for her life in a hospital after being shot by a 6-year-old student. Newport police say it happened Friday in an elementary school classroom. The teacher's condition is described as life-threatening. The 6-year-old is in custody. No one else was injured, and the child was arrested within minutes.
Injured Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin is awake and breathing on his own. The 24-year-old was able to FaceTime his teammates, getting a roaring standing ovation from fellow players after a near-deadly collision on Monday night that left Damar in cardiac arrest. His teammates feared they might not ever have a chance to talk to him again. The Bills are planning to honor Damar and a group of medics who saved his life at Sunday's game against the Patriots.
Definitely good news to hear that he's doing better.
Very good news.
All right, time is 6:07, temperature 65 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA, we're getting our first look at Sony and Honda's new brand of electric car. We'll tell you when it could hit the roads across America.
And the San Antonio Spurs are closing in on NBA record that could be beat next Friday night. How fans can get involved right now in just a few moments.
65 degrees at 6:07. Mia is in for Sarah this morning. She says that humidity, well, it's here, but will it stick around for the weekend? She has our weekend forecast when we come back.
The San Antonio Spurs were back at home Friday night after a quick road trip to New York. They had their Fiesta-themed uniforms ready to take on the Pistons. The Spurs led 51-48 at halftime and took off in the third quarter, leading 86-76 going into the fourth. Trey Jones led the Spurs with a game-high 25 points. 11 Spurs players saw playing time and all 11 scored. They snapped their 3-game losing streak and beat the Pistons 121-109. So looking ahead, they'll be back in the AT&T Center tonight to take on the Boston Celtics. Tip-off is scheduled for 5 p.m.
Meanwhile, the Spurs tell KSAT 57,218 tickets have been sold for the 50th anniversary game in the Alamo Dome. It's happening next Friday against the Golden State Warriors. That means they're about 5,000 short of the record, which is 62,046 back in March in 1998 in the Georgia Dome when the Atlanta Hawks hosted Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. So they're 8,000 fans short of the full capacity of 65,000 in the Final Four set up for the Dome. So come on, Spurs fans.
Let's go, Spurs.
Let's go, Spurs, because let's set that record and show them what kind of fans we are here in San Antonio.
That's right. And you got to love those Fiesta-themed uniform.
I love them.
Representing a New York.
They're bright, happy.
Love it.
New Year.
New Year.
Not new weather, the same?
Nope. It's a little warm. This past week has been warmer than average, right? To kickstart the first week of 2023, especially after what we saw kind of ending 2022, right? With that cold snap that moved in over the Christmas holiday. Yeah, as we head into the next couple of days, we're still expecting warmer than average temperatures for the most part. So today, it is an unseasonably warm start to our Saturday. And because we still have all of that moisture that's pumping back in, some areas of fog and drizzle are expected here this morning. That transitions to a few light spotty showers as we head into any Saturday afternoon plans. Not going to be for everybody there, and still with another rain and storm chance in the works tonight. Again, that's not going to touch everyone. Better chances of finding some of that rain along and east of the I-35 corridor, a little bit drier across our far western counties. Into Sunday, though, what we're going to find is this rain activity tonight that is accompanied with a cool front. So that's going to push through the area, lead to some lower humidity, and tomorrow is going to be slightly cooler than what we're expected to find out there today. All right, speaking of which, current conditions outside, we've got the cloud cover that is rolled back into a good portion of south central Texas overnight tonight and early this morning. 65 degrees officially over at the airport, a dew point of 62. So when those numbers start to come close together, that's when we see some of that fog and drizzle form. Visibility over at the airport still 10 miles, so that is the good news, but that's not the case everywhere. Again, up in Kerrville, we've seen that visibility drop to about 2 miles. Even worse, well off to our southeast, Victoria has visibility of just a quarter of a mile right now. Uvalde seeing a visibility of about 7 miles. Here in Bexar County, at least the majority of the county, not really many issues, but again, the farther northwest you go up I-10, that's when you start to run into some of those hindered visibilities out there on the roadway. So we'll need to keep eyes on that over the next couple of hours. Temperature wise, we are in the 60s across the majority of the area. Again, 65 officially here in San Antonio. It's 65 up the road in New Braunfels, 62 in Rio Medina, 63 in Bandera, 65 in Helotes here this 6 a.m. hour. Nothing really showing up out there on the radar, but I do think where we have some of that fog in place, there's likely some mist out there as well. And again, a few pockets of drizzle will certainly be a possibility this morning and into the afternoon. You can see here on our futurecast, it is light in nature, but generally some spotty showers will be possible. It also is possible we find a few breaks in some of that cloud cover into this afternoon and into the early evening, but really around and just after dinner time, that's when we're going to be monitoring the radar for as we see this next front approach the area. A couple of isolated thunderstorms will certainly be a possibility. Now, overall, we're not expecting severe weather, but you can see, especially as we head into the early morning hours of our Sunday, across our southern and southeastern counties, maybe an isolated stronger storm could try to ramp up. So we'll need to keep eyes on that as well into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. And then as we head into about sunrise time frame tomorrow, it is possible we find a few lingering downpours, especially just to the east of San Antonio, but then that activity quickly filters out of the area. And we're looking at a more drier Sunday in the works with lower humidity there as well. But until we can get there, again, your KSAT 12-hour forecast throughout the remainder of the day today. We'll see those temperatures climb into the upper 60s by about lunchtime. If we can find a few peaks of sunshine this afternoon, that's going to help those daytime highs climb into the low 70s across a good portion of the region as well. Again, I mentioned after we see that cool front move in tonight and early Sunday morning, those winds briefly flip in from the north, and that's going to allow for much drier air to filter into the area, which means it's going to feel more comfortable when you do step outside. That also helps our morning lows cool down just a little bit more compared to what we found out there this morning. Around 52 is that wake up temperature here in town tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies for our Sunday. Again, maybe an isolated morning stray shower possible, but then those afternoon temperatures only climbing into the upper 60s, so not too bad out there at all. An area of low pressure off to our west west, though, is going to slide across the Lone Star State as we head into our Monday, which essentially means that we could find a few isolated showers, especially east of town into the afternoon. I think the better rain chances generally look a little bit farther off to our east, but we'll keep eyes on that as well. Other than that, next week for the most part is looking pretty dry out there. Those temperatures do remain in the upper 60s into Monday. We transition to the 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll monitor for maybe another little front to move through, knock those temperatures down closer to about 70 with more sunshine by the end of the upcoming week.
I'm excited for the lower humidity.
Yes, that's going to make it feel just so much better out there. Earlier this week, we had some lower humidity. It was just so pleasant walking outside, but this morning, it's a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, bad hair day.
Yeah, need the hairspray.
Hairspray, ball cap.
Thank you so much, Mia. Time is 6:18, temperature 65 degrees.
After the break, David Elder takes us to one of San Antonio's top brunch spots. We'll look at what he's found on Texas Eats.
Right in front of us, you also have some hits off of the menu. And I want to start with this guy right in the front. I mean, that's a big pancake. Talk to me about that one.
Well, we call him Thick Boy Pancake, you know. he's nice and thicky. If you turn him around right there, look at that. He gets thicker.
What's the process behind that? Like, how do you get him that thick?
A trade secret that we bake it like in a pan. And then we just top it with cherry compote, some chocolate chips.
Oh, wow.
I like the crust. I like the ends.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, super fluffy. There we go. Cheers, brother. That's the bite.
Oi. Man, I dropped mine, but it's all right.
Oh, wow. That is a fantastic pancake.
Yeah.
Jonathan, are you pancake or waffle guy?
Oh, I love waffles.
I know you were just telling me you've been living off waffles lately.
That's right. I just bought a waffle maker, and it's the best $15 I've invested in my life.
Oh, okay. I'm happy.
Mornings have been brighter ever since.
I'm happy you're enjoying your waffles.
Yeah.
I need a waffle maker.
You do.
All right, 622 and 65 degrees.
Coming up at 6, Southwest Airlines continues to deal with fallout from their holiday system meltdown. How much could it cost them? That's coming up next.
In your consumer headlines, Southwest Airlines is taking a huge financial hit after the massive meltdown over the holidays. The airline says the mess cost them, get this, at least $725 million, and they could lose even more money. So in a financial filing on Friday, the airline said they'll report a loss in its fourth quarter. At least $400 million is due to revenue loss. Other costs include reimbursements, extra employee hours, and the goodwill offering of frequent flyer benefits to travelers.
And this morning, we're getting our first look at Sony and Honda's new brand of electric cars. It's called the Fila and debuted at a consumer electronics show in Las Vegas. It looks like a mid-size sedan, but not a whole lot was revealed about the car. Listen to this. There's about 45 cameras and sensors inside and around the vehicle. Honda will provide the safety and driving components, while Sony will create the car's entertainment and interactive features. The company won't start taking orders for a Fila until 2025. The first cars will hit North America in 2026.
45 cameras around that car.
Cameras.
That's
Talk about surveillance.
Yeah, that's too many cameras.
Let's see what the purpose is, right? 45 cameras is a lot.
It's a lot.
All right, time is 6:27, temperature is 65 degrees.
So to come at 6:30, nobody has claimed Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot, which means it could grow past, well, I already know it's grown past $1 billion mark at this point.
Which means you still have a chance at winning.
I still have a chance.
Plus, is improving your health one of your New Year's resolutions? It can be easier said than done. We've got some helpful tips coming up and how you can get started at 6:30. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's 6:30 a.m. on Saturday, this beautiful Saturday morning, January 7th already.
Good morning. Hey, what my plans for today, I actually want to go to the state park, Guadalupe State Park, and I'm hoping to get my first hike in of the new year, Mia. But it's going to be humid, right? So a lot of hydration.
Yes, hydration for sure. It's going to be pretty muggy out there today. And honestly, we could find some light spotty showers into the afternoon as well. That all ahead of our next rain and really storm chance that arrives for some of us later this evening and tonight. But before we can get there, it is a humid start out there early this Saturday. Really over the past 24 hours, what we've seen here in San Antonio and across a good portion of South Central Texas, that humidity that is filtered back in. Temperatures in the 60s here in town, 65 over at San Antonio International, 68 on the south side of Bexar County at Stinson, at 66 at Kelly, and stretching over to Randolph on the east side of Bexar County as well. Here are those humidity levels, those dew points, how we measure the moisture here at the surface. You can see very much in that muggy category in the 60s. So even higher than where we were this time yesterday. And because we do have those elevated dew points, we are seeing some fog develop, especially northwest of San Antonio along I-10, especially also some of those hindered visibilities out there below 2 miles, the Bernie Stage area, just above 2 miles right now over in Kerrville. So if you are hitting the road, especially along I-10 northwest of town, give yourself a little bit of extra time. We'll monitor those visibilities over the next few hours. Generally this morning, we are expecting more of that fog, and yes, some pockets of mist and drizzle, certainly a possibility into this afternoon. That activity then transitions to a few light spotty showers. Not going to be for everybody there. And then tonight, that's also not for everyone. Better chances of finding some rain along and east of I-35, but we do have that chance for a few thunderstorms into the early morning hours of our Sunday as well. That all with our next cool front that moves in along with it. We'll talk about what that will do to our humidity for the second half of the weekend, as well as our temperatures heading into the second full week of 2023 in just a few, guys.
Thanks, Mia. So right now we're tracking some road closures that started overnight and will continue through the weekend. This is near Gold Canyon and Loop 1604 on the city's north side. So crews began closing roads around 9 o'clock last night to start on some bridge repairs in the area. And let's take a look at the map of the area. So TxDOT says they've closed Loop 1604 at Gold Canyon in both directions overnight. Ramps connecting 281 to Loop 1604 east will also be closed. Those closures are expected to last until 5 in the morning on Monday.
And new this morning, San Antonio police are investigating a shooting on the city's west side.
It left a woman injured, and KSAT's Alyssa Cole joins us live from near where it happened in the downtown area. So Alyssa, good morning. So what do we know so far?
Good morning, Jonathan, Sarah. Well, Sarah, we're in the downtown area where a 19-year-old woman was shot in the leg. That's what she told police. Now, we're learning that it happened at a bar nearby in this area, and she tells police the person who pulled the trigger left in a black sedan from the area. Now, afterwards, she was taken to Santa Rosa Hospital, and while police carried out that preliminary investigation, they found shell casings in the area, but no blood. One of the questions investigators are working to figure out is why a 19-year-old was at a bar in the first place. Now, as soon as we get more answers to what exactly happened overnight, we'll keep you updated online and in our later newscast. Back to you all.
Thank you, Alyssa. Well, new details this morning on the search for a suspect who stabbed a passenger in a car. Now, this happened at a gas station near New Braunfels Avenue and I-35. Police say 4 people were in a car. 2 of them started arguing, and 1 passenger stabbed another in the chest. Now, officers say the victim was dropped off at the gas station and was pronounced dead on scene. The suspect managed to run away. The driver did stay and speak with police.
Investigators are trying to learn more about a man found dead on the side of the road. 25-year-old Lucio Carmona was found just outside of Pleasanton on Tuesday. Investigators say they have 2 suspects on the case, and they're from San Antonio. So David Castleberry and Clarissa Guillen are facing murder charges. Atascosa County deputies linked them to Carmona's body. They say the 2 suspects admitted to killing Carmona during a robbery. Deputies say charges could be increased to capital murder in this case.
The Texas Department of Public Safety is preparing to fire yet another officer over the botched response to Robb Elementary. CNN reports DPS is moving to terminate Christopher Kindle. The Texas Ranger is among 7 DPS officers suspended after the shooting. We first told you about Kindle back in October. He reportedly told investigators that he arrived at the school around noon on May 24th and gave his bosses updates, but he was not involved in discussions about breaching the classroom. Now, according to CNN, Kindle was notified Friday of DPS's intention to fire him. The process gives him several days to respond to DPS. If he is terminated, Kindle would be the second DPS officer fired in connection with the shooting. This morning, there's also good news for Alzheimer's patients and their families. The Food and Drug Administration approved a drug that appears to slow cognitive decline in patients. The companies that make the drug say an 18-month clinical trial shows it slowed that decline by 27%. However, the treatment also comes with risks like bleeding and brain swelling.
We do know that lecanemab has a low rate of causing macrohemorrhage, not necessarily fatal, but a low rate, less than 1%.
The FDA says the drug will carry a warning about those risks. The dementia treatment is administered through an IV every 2 weeks. Now, experts say the drug seems to reduce plaque in the brain of a person with Alzheimer's disease.
Looking ahead, Texas lawmakers will head to Austin next week for the 88th legislative session. Starting Tuesday, they will decide what to do with nearly $30 billion in budget surplus. So Governor Greg Abbott is asking for property tax relief. Local lawmakers say education, including school debt, teacher pay, mental health, and health care should also be priorities. As bills get filed, we'll get a better idea on what's being put at the forefront of this session.
And new developments this morning following the arrest of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's son. A federal judge in Mexico is stopping extradition to the United States. Ovidio Guzman is an alleged cartel leader. He was arrested Thursday in western Mexico. The judge halted Guzman's extradition Friday. He also suspended a measure that now allows Guzman to speak with his relatives and legal team.
So the arrest in Mexico comes just days before President Joe Biden is set to visit the border, the city of El Paso, and visit in Mexico City. And count on KSAT to bring you live coverage from the border. Our John Paul Barajas and photojournalist Adam Barraza will be heading to El Paso later today. You can expect a live report tonight on the Night Beat. We'll also be there on Sunday during the president's visit.
All right, time is 6:38. Temperature is 66 degrees.
So to come on GMSA, problems continue for Peloton. After some safety complaints, we'll look at what's going on and how it affects you.
And up next, is improving your health one of your New Year's resolutions? Well, it can be easier said than done. We've got some ways that'll help you get started.
She was drinking Welch's sparkling rosé. It's a sign.
It is a sign.
Switch to the non-alcoholic version. It's a tough switch, Jonathan.
It can be tough.
Okay.
It's going to be a challenge.
What's also challenging this morning is the humidity outside. 66 degrees at 6:39. Mia says, hey, that humidity will clear up. She'll explain when we come back.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You know, one of the top 5 New Year's resolutions is give up drinking, or at least slowing it down just a little.
It's a hard one to do. So too much alcohol can wreak havoc on your health. Research shows it can lead to cancer, heart disease, liver disease, depression, and a lot more.
That's why lots of people are starting the new year with a trend known as Dry January. We were talking about this earlier. Nancy Alvarez offers some advice.
If you've had one too many drinks this holiday season, you might want to consider a dry January. Studies show a month-long fast from alcohol can improve sleep, reduce cholesterol, lower blood pressure, aid in weight loss, and it can reduce liver fat by a whopping 40%.
During this pandemic, a lot of patients are being more free with their alcohol use or allowing themselves to have a worse diet than usual. And all of this can damage the liver in the long term.
If you're thinking about giving up alcohol, first write down your goal and post it somewhere that you'll see every day. You might want to enlist a buddy to join in your efforts. Next, get rid of all the alcohol in your house so there's no temptation. And find alternatives to alcohol. Mocktails are popular choices, especially if you're in a social setting or a bar. They're cocktail-style beverages made with alcohol. You might also try non-alcoholic beers and wines. A kava drink is another popular substitute for alcohol. Kava is a plant that can be brewed into a calming tea or other type of beverage. Or try kombucha, a type of fermented tea. Remember, don't give up if you have a slip-up. Just keep doing your best. I'm Nancy Alvarez reporting.
Yeah, kombucha is a good choice.
I think I can do kombucha.
I love kombucha. Hey, and our Alyssa Cole, she's going to be talking about ways you can do dry January later on in GMSA in our 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hour.
That's right.
A lot of people are participating in that, just kind of like listening to a lot of people even here at KSAT.
I will be participating because 2020.
You are?
I'm still in 2022. My New Year's resolution.
So you haven't started? You haven't started?
My New Year starts next week.
We're just a little delayed. It's fine. It's fine.
No judgment here.
You'll get there.
Thank
All right. Well, hey, did y'all see the full moon last night?
It was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Beautiful.
So last night we had mostly clear skies after we saw the moon rise above the northeastern horizon, which was awesome because we had really good viewing conditions. Now, January's full moon, fun fact, is called a wolf moon, and that's because this is the time of year when wolves are typically active, and you can hear them howling on cold nights for places that do have wolves. This photo was sent in via KSAT Connect here in San Antonio. I mean, it's just stunning. We had beautiful conditions out there for any of those viewing plans that you did have. The cloud cover has rolled back in, though, and that is with us here kicking off the weekend. Nothing of substance out there on the radar, but I do think where we have some reduced visibility thanks to the fog that has developed across portions of the area as well, there's likely some mist and some pockets of drizzle that will be possible, at least continuing that trend over the next few hours, stepping out for any early morning plans. You can see in Rock Springs now over in Edwards County, not really any visibility out there. The fog has really thickened up, so need to be careful if you are fixing to hit the roadway. 3-mile visibility over in Kerrville. Here in San Antonio, not seeing any big issues, but of course we will monitor that over the next several hours as well, as the potential for more patchy fog does continue. Temperatures are in the 60s right now across the majority of our region. I think those temperatures will be slow to climb through the morning hours, especially for places that have developed some of that thicker fog and of course have that denser low-level cloud cover. So we'll see those temperatures start to rise to about 70 by lunchtime into the afternoon. Those daytime highs topping off in the low 70s for most of us, especially if we can find some of that cloud cover to break up just a little bit more, leading way to a few peaks of sunshine. Around 73 here in town is that forecast high this afternoon. 71 in Bulverde, 75 in Poteet, stretching over to Pleasanton, 75 in Floresville, 73 over in Hondo out in Medina County. Now we've got some changes that move in tonight and into our Sunday. That is all thanks to our next cool front that's going to move in over the next 12 to 24 hours. You can see where that front is right now, well off to our north behind it. Places like Lubbock checking in at 38 degrees this hour. Here in San Antonio, we're in the muggy mid-60s. As of right now, not a ton of rain associated with it. A few light showers just to the north of San Angelo. But as we see this boundary continue to move farther down to the southeast here, notice your time frame. This is noon today. That drizzle leads to some light spotty showers into the afternoon. It's not going to be for everybody, but it wouldn't hurt to briefly take the rain jacket or the umbrella with you if you are planning on heading outdoors. But as we really start to see that front approach the area this evening, generally around to just after dinner time, some isolated thunderstorms could develop along with some scattered showers. And while we're not expecting widespread severe weather, especially across our southern and southeastern counties tonight and into early Sunday morning, we may need to monitor for an isolated strong storm but that quickly pushes farther off to the southeast into tomorrow morning, especially by wake up time here in San Antonio. Most of the activity should be just off to our east, but we'll keep eyes on maybe a stray lingering shower before we really dry things out throughout the remainder of the day. And speaking of drying things out, as we see those winds briefly shift in from the northwest, what that's going to do for us is allow for some drier air to move back in. So that mugginess that we're feeling today, it's going to feel a lot better heading into our Sunday. Partly cloudy skies, maybe a stray shower on Monday, and then temperatures back into the 70s with a little bit more sunshine. And then our next front looks to arrive into early Thursday, and then temperatures still in the mid 70s, then around 70 by Friday with more sunshine there too.
Looks good to me.
I think so too.
Drier air for the theme, dry January.
Dry January, drier air. Yes.
I'm not doing dry January, guys.
You have to.
No, don't make me.
All right, folks, time is 6:49, 65 degrees.
After the break, an electric truck is on the horizon for some buyers. What Dodge has planned for the future, that's coming up.
And taking a look around the city here in San Antonio, those roadways are looking pretty clear. Smooth sailing this morning. If you're planning on heading out, just remember to drive safely.
Let's take a look at these lotto numbers. Pick 3, 821, Fireball 9, Daily 4, 7660, Fireball 9, Cash 5, 1, 18, 20, 30, 31. And here is a Mega Millions. No one won last night. That jackpot now to $1.1 billion. 3, 20, 46, 59, 63, Mega Ball 13, Megaplier 3. Don't forget to buy your tickets. I believe Tuesday is the next drawing. Welcome back. This morning, Peloton has agreed to pay $19 million for failing to report unsafe treadmills and distributing recalled ones. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says it's one of the largest civil penalties in its history. That's largely due to Peloton originally declining to recall its treadmills despite an urgent request. The commission says the exercise company started receiving sports equipment reports that the equipment has as early as 2018 about those problems, but it didn't recall the treadmills until May of 2021, following the death of a 6-year-old child and dozens of other injuries.
And over in Las Vegas, Ram has unveiled an electric pickup truck concept with 3 rows of seats. The Ram 1500 Revolution, right there on your screen, concept truck was unveiled Thursday at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. The rear passenger cabin wall folds away, leaving the truck cab fully open into the cargo bed, and its so-called third row jump seats fold out from the back wall, while the second row of the seats slide forward to make space. Having 3 rows of seats is possible because without the need for a gas engine, the Revolution's cab is extra long, so the seats can also be removed.
I like that option. It is weird looking, though.
It is weird.
It's not very attractive, but very, I guess, reasonable. Like when you can have extra people, or if you need to haul something.
Yeah,
and also you save
practical
on the gas money.
Now I wonder if there's 45 cameras. Question. Time is 6:55, temperature 65 degrees.
Here's what's coming up at 7 on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, overnight Kevin McCarthy elected Speaker of the House after a historic showdown, finally able to win over a key block of Republican holdouts. What this could mean for how the new Congress will work and the reaction from the White House. And road to recovery. More on Damar Hamlin's remarkable progress just days after suffering cardiac arrest on the football field, and how his team plans to honor him during Sunday's game. Plus, more on Prince Harry's bombshell memoir, the revealing new details reported, and why he is now facing backlash. It's all ahead here on GMA.
All right, so early this morning, it is muggy out there, plenty of humidity in place across South Central Texas. Temperatures waking up in the 60s again, especially along the I-10 corridor northwest of San Antonio, and then up in the hill country. We do have reduced visibility out on the roadways because of the fog that has developed. Also some mist and some areas of drizzle certainly possible out there this morning. Light spotty showers, not for everybody, but at least a few drops of rain possible into the afternoon. Maybe a few peaks peaks of sunshine out there, helping temperatures climb into the low 70s here in town. A southeast wind on hand at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, shifting in from the northeast later this evening and tonight. That all thanks to our next front that moves in over the next 24 hours. That's going to allow for some scattered rain and storms to move in along with it. Not for everybody there, and then we'll dry things out by tomorrow with low humidity.
I love that low humidity. Thank you, Mia. Hey, coming up in our next 8 o'clock show or 9 o'clock show, our Alyssa Cole is going to be talking about dry January.
That's right.
And some
Very
tips
important
on,
topic.
on how to do so. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later this morning at 8.
Good morning, San Antonio. It is a muggy start early this Saturday here in South Central Texas. Because of those higher dew points, we actually have some fog, some of which has been pretty dense in spots. It has developed mainly just to the northwest of Bexar County. So something to keep in mind if you are traveling up I-10. Maybe give yourself just a little bit of extra time and be careful out there on the roadways. Some drizzle possible this morning, a few showers this afternoon, highs headed for the low 70s, a few storms not out of the question overnight. Good morning, South Central Texas. I'm meteorologist Mia Montgomery here with this Saturday morning update. It is a muggy start out there. Plenty of humidity has worked its way back into the area over the past 24 hours, so it is another warmer than average start as well. Temperatures in the 60s for most. We're at 66 officially here in town, 63 up in Comfort, 65 in Hondo, 68 at Stinson on the south side of Bexar County. Now, because we do have those elevated dew points with that moisture that has filtered back into the area, also some pockets of fog have developed, especially northwest of San Antonio and across portions of the hill country. So just something to keep in mind. Be careful if you are stepping out there on the roadways into this afternoon. We will see those temperatures top off in the low 70s, especially if we can find some peaks of sunshine. Some pockets of drizzle expected this morning, some light showers this afternoon. And then this evening, as our next cool front arrives, we are expecting some scattered rain, a couple of storms to develop. That moves out of here for our Sunday. Morning, San Antonio. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery. Again, it is still humid out there early this morning with some patches of fog, some drizzle, also a possibility into the morning hours. A few light showers this afternoon. Highs generally topping off in the low 70s.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Taking a look outside with live cam. It's 8 o'clock this morning and it's really foggy. You can barely see downtown. We'll be checking in with Mia later in the newscast. Good morning, San Antonio. It's 8 o'clock on this beautiful Saturday morning. Beautiful, but a little foggy.
It's a little humid out there. Sometimes our cameras are a little dirty too outside. But yeah, definitely a hairspray, ponytail, ball cap day. Mia, that humidity though isn't going to stick around for too much longer.
No, it's not. We really just got to get through today. We do have the potential for some drizzle this morning and then some showers this afternoon ahead of a storm chance tonight. But that all comes with our next cool front that's going to move in overnight tonight. And yes, that's going to bring in some drier air for the back half of the weekend, which is great news considering, yes, this morning it is a very muggy start, kicking off any of those early Saturday morning activities. Those dew points, how we measure the moisture here at the surface in the 60s, a bit higher than where we were this time yesterday, and very much so in that muggy category. So you can definitely feel the humidity when you do step outdoors. And because of that moisture in place, as we saw out there on live cam, yes, we do have some low level cloud cover, some mist, and even some patches of fog that have developed across South Central Texas, especially to the northwest of San Antonio, up I-10, even stretching over to a good portion of the hill country. That's where we do have some of those reduced visibilities in spots. Some of those patches of fog are dense. For instance, Bernie Stage area now down to just 1 mile visibility. So definitely be careful out there on the roadways if it is pretty dense with some of that fog. In terms of our temperatures, we're in the 60s right now because of that cloud cover and fog in place, likely not warming a whole lot by lunchtime, near about 70. But if we can find some of that cloud cover to break up just a little bit and lead way to a few peaks of sunshine this afternoon, daytime highs in the low 70s for a good portion of the area, around 73 here in San Antonio this afternoon, 71 in Comfort, 74 in Divine, 75 in Floresville, out in Wilson County. Now this morning, some pockets of mist and some drizzle expected. That's going to transition to some light spotty showers this afternoon. It's not going to be for everybody there, but then we're going to slightly increase those rain chances tonight and into the early morning hours of our Sunday. As we see that cool front move through, some scattered showers. Also, a couple of thunderstorms will be possible, especially along and east of the I-35 corridor. So we'll get you the latest look here at Futurecast in just a little bit and tell you what we'll be monitoring over the next 24 hours in just a few, guys.
Mia, thank you. A 19-year-old girl is in the hospital this morning. I'm sorry, those aren't the right graphics. There they are. A 19-year-old girl is in the hospital this morning after telling San Antonio police she was shot at a bar on the city's west side. Police say the teen arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to her leg. She says she was shot at a bar and the suspect drove off soon after. Police found shell casings at the scene, but no signs of blood. This is an ongoing investigation.
People are frustrated, fed up, and fighting for road work to finish along the St. Mary's Strip. City Councilman Mario Bravo acknowledged concerns that construction was cutting into profits for businesses in the area. He says with the help of Mayor Ron Nirenberg, local businesses could get $2.2 million. The St. Mary's Strip project was supposed to be finished in late 2022. Now they're hoping to have the road finished by March, followed by sidewalks, landscaping, and lighting this summer. Project contractor Spa Glass and public works officials say delays are due to weather, unforeseen challenges with utilities and soil.
I want you guys to get it together. I want you to act like you have some professional pride in doing your job.
North St. Mary's Strip Business Association President Chad Carey tells us he wants accountability and a sense of urgency. Now, the Texas Department of Public Safety is preparing to fire yet another officer over the botched response at Robb Elementary. CNN reports DPS is moving to terminate Christopher Kindle. Now, the Texas Ranger is among 7 DPS officers suspended after the shooting. We first told you about Kindle back in October. Now, he reportedly told investigators that he arrived at the school around noon on May 24th, and he gave his bosses updates. But he was not involved in discussions about breaching the classroom. According to CNN, Kindle was notified yesterday of DPS intentions of firing him. The process gives him several days to respond to DPS. If terminated, Kindle would be the second DPS officer fired in connection with the shooting.
Well, the Christmas season continued for students in Uvalde at Sacred Heart Catholic School. 100 students received gifts yesterday for Dia los Reyes, or the Epiphany, which is the final day of the Advent season. So those gifts came all the way from the community at St. Patrick Roman Catholic Church in Colorado Springs. There was an abundance of gifts for the students, so each child was able to receive 2 gifts.
Thank you, St. Patrick's, all for Jesus.
So precious. So the mission was to bring joy to the students in Uvalde, obviously after the community endured such a tragedy earlier in the year. 32 students transferred to Sacred Heart from Robb Elementary in the start of the school year. Also 51 students also transferred to Sacred Heart from UCISD. So the community is grateful for those gifts, getting love from across the country.
Now, there's alarming new details about a shooting at an elementary school in Newport, Virginia. Police say a 6-year-old boy somehow got a hold of a gun and fired at his teacher.
That teacher was critically injured. ABC's senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky tells us more.
Teacher shot. This morning, a 6-year-old boy is in custody and a teacher is in critical condition after a shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School.
I'm in shock and I'm disheartened.
Female victim, she's been shot in the abdomen as well as a through and through into the hand.
Police said the 6-year-old brought a handgun to a first-grade classroom and deliberately shot the teacher.
This was not an accidental shooting.
The school locked down. Officers swarmed in, trying to calm terrified students and bewildered parents.
Instantly, my heart dropped because I'm thinking of the age of these children and what they possibly were going through at that time.
The president of the American Federation of Teachers describing the event as a horrific tragedy, adding that guns shouldn't be in our classrooms, our campuses, or anywhere near our schools. Police did not say how someone so young had access to a gun, but the school superintendent said it represented a breakdown in values.
We need to keep the guns out of the hands of our young people.
Well, it's 8:07 and 65 degrees.
And still ahead on Texas Eats, this time David Elders in Houston checking out a spot with some of the best baked goods.
Look at that cinnamon roll.
Looks so good.
I think we're just hungry.
It's that time.
It's that time. 65 degrees, a muggy start to the morning at 8:07. Mia says, hey, the humidity, it's going to be around for today, but things are looking much better in the next coming days. She'll explain when we come back.
So typically this time of year here in South Texas, a high number of flu cases are normal, but lately local doctors are treating and seeing more patients with RSV or COVID.
GMSA reporter Alyssa Cole joining us in studio. Alyssa, so you spoke with an emergency room doctor, and he tells you getting your most up-to-date vaccines can actually help.
Well, that's exactly right, Sarah. The big reason is because we're coming out of that season of potlucks and in-person get-togethers, and we know sharing common areas comes with sharing germs. Now, the doctor I spoke with at Methodist Hospital Metropolitan gave me the breakdown of the current uptick of respiratory tract infections that's impacting people across San Antonio.
We're seeing lots of upper respiratory or respiratory tract infections. Typically, they are I would say 4 to 6 weeks ago, it was predominantly RSV and flu, and a little bit of COVID mixed in.
Now, he says more patients are being seen for virus-related sickness. Among them are less flu cases, so that's the good news. But as of now, they are keeping a close eye on the small increase of COVID-19 infections. Jonathan, Sarah.
Thank you, Alyssa. Something to keep in mind, too, while we're talking about RSV, flu, and COVID is also people's reactions to allergies.
Yes, especially because Mountain Cedar. Yes, this past week, kind of the first several days of 2023, we've had high to even very high Mountain Cedar levels. Yesterday, it was high. We'll get the pollen count here in about an hour, so we'll be sure to bring that to you on GMSA a little bit later in the newscast. But today, the big focus, of course, is the humidity that has been working its way back into South Central Texas, really over the past 24 hours. Yesterday morning, we had some patchy fog. Today, already seeing some reduced visibilities in spots, so more of that fog is developing. Also, a little bit of drizzle expected over the next several hours. That's going to transition to a few light spotty showers as we head into this afternoon. That all ahead of our next cool front that arrives tonight. That is going to spark some scattered rain, a couple of thunderstorms as we head into the early morning hours of our Sunday. Again, better chances of finding tonight's round of rain along and east of the I-35 corridor. After we do see that front move through, lower humidity filters in for the back half of the weekend's plans. Also, temperatures slightly cooler in the upper 60s tomorrow afternoon compared to the low 70s that we're expected to find this afternoon. We'll look outside with live cam looking back over towards the airport. There's 281 right there. Not crazy low visibilities here on the roadways in town, but you can see, yeah, it's a little misty out there. 66 degrees, the temperature here this 8 a.m. hour over at the airport, a dew point of 63. So again, when the dew point and the actual air temperature, when those numbers are close together, that's when the air saturates and we start to see some of that fog develop. And yes, we do have some of that fog across our far eastern counties. New Braunfels now down to 2-mile visibility out there on I-35, so definitely be careful up that way. Also, Rock Springs, not as bad as where we were a couple of hours ago, but still some reduced visibilities out there in the hill country. So especially be careful even along I-10 northwest of San Antonio, as that fog is still very much with us. And of course, we'll monitor those trends over the next couple of hours. Temperature wise, we are in the 60s waking up early this Saturday. Again, 66 officially here in town. It's 64 in Canyon Lake, 66 over on the east side of the county in Converse, 65 in Hondo, 63 over in Uvalde this hour as well. Nothing of crazy substance out there on the radar, but over the past 30 minutes or so, we've started to see some returns of likely some drizzle that's just moving across portions of Comal County, stretching over to Kendall County near Canyon Lake, that even stretching up to Wimberley and the San Marcos area. Again, some of those reduced visibilities with that mist and fog that is also accompanying some of that drizzle. I think more of the same is in the works for some of us, not all of us, over the next couple of hours. And then into the afternoon, it's possible we find a few peaks peeks of sunshine out there, and some spotty light showers will be possible there as well as we see this next cool front approach our area. So around to just after dinner time, we'll also monitor with some of that scattered rain activity, maybe a couple of isolated thunderstorms trying to develop, again, especially along and east of I-35. Severe weather is not overly anticipated here tonight, but into the early morning hours of our Sunday, you can see here on Futurecast, especially across our far southern and southeastern counties, we may find an isolated storm that requires a little bit of extra attention. And then as we head into the pre-dawn hours of our Sunday, the bulk of that heavier rain does look to move farther off to our southeast, but by wake up time tomorrow, a few lingering showers, not completely out of the question with the bulk of that lingering rain over the coastal plains. But again, throughout the first half of the day, that will continue to shift its way farther down to the southeast and closer to the coast. Now, I did mention that we have the potential to find an isolated strong storm. It is the exception rather than the rule here, but over the past hour, the Storm Prediction Center has included areas generally east of San Antonio and east of the I-37 corridor in a very low end 1 out of 5 risk for an isolated strong to briefly severe thunderstorm. We'll continue to keep eyes on it. Again, it is the exception rather than the rule there as well, but we'll monitor those trends into the overnight. Now, temperature wise today, we're warming to about 70 by lunchtime thanks to some of that thicker cloud cover and fog in place. And then if we can find some of those peaks of sunshine this afternoon, those daytime highs are headed for the low 70s with the potential to find a few spotty showers. After we see that front move in tonight, there's that lower humidity that filters in tomorrow, making for a much more comfortable day. We'll start off our Sunday in the low 50s here in San Antonio. Partly cloudy skies for the back half of the weekend's plans. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s, so not too bad there. More of the same in store for our Monday, and then temperatures climb back into the 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday. So that warmer than average trend does look to continue into midweek, guys.
Cannot wait for that lower humidity.
Yes, same already, especially this morning. You can kind of just feel the stickiness when you step outside. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit better.
Thank you, Mia.
Good news. Well, time is 8:17, temperature is 66 degrees.
Peloton is having to pay a hefty fine after failing to report their unsafe treadmills. What the Consumer Product Safety Commission is saying all about it.
And next, what TSA agents in Florida discovered inside a carry-on bag, and it might make your skin crawl.
No thanks. All right, pick 3, 821 Fireball 9, Daily 4, 7660, Fireball 9.
Cash 5, those numbers are 1, 18, 20, 30, and 31.
Mega Millions, no one won that $900 million jackpot. It's now up to $1.1 billion. 3, 20, 46, 59, 63, Mega Ball 13, Megaplier 3. Next drawing is on Tuesday.
Peloton has agreed to pay $19 million for failing to report unsafe treadmills and distributing recalled ones. The Consumer Product Safety Commission calling it one of the largest civil penalties in its history, largely due to Peloton originally declining to recall its treadmills despite urgent requests. So far, there has been no comment yet from Peloton about the fine.
Okay, this is a scary one. TSA agents down in Florida discovered an unwanted passenger inside a carry-on bag. Just take a look at the top of your screen. That little orange thing, that is the X-ray of a passenger's carry-on bag in Tampa at the Tampa International Airport. TSA tweeted out this photo showing a 4-foot boa constrictor coiled up inside someone's luggage. Now, these are non-venomous snakes, but they're known to squeezing their prey to death and can be found in areas ranging from northern Mexico to Argentina. And Florida's actually had a problem with boas in their area. They're not native to Florida, but someone released pets and they can thrive there in the swamps and the heat. And next thing you know, they're in your luggage.
In your luggage. Good.
Terrifying.
That is terrifying. Well, time is 8:22, temperature is 66 degrees.
Okay, today on Texas Eats, David Elder takes us to Houston. Check out the biggest cinnamon roll we've ever seen. We'll have more on that gooey goodness when we come back.
We got 2 knives over here. Grab your knife. Y'all. This This is incredible. Oh my gosh. All right, Lee, grab a little piece there. As I say little, as I hold this huge cinnamon roll. That's a Texas bite right there. Cheers. Cheers. The 10-pound cinnamon roll. That's really good. Oh, wow.
I want to say that David Elder, okay, I'm sorry, if we had that giant cinnamon roll and someone just took out the middle instantly as a first, that's like really annoying.
I would probably take out the middle.
You'd be the annoying person. Be like, I don't care, I just want the middle. And then you're like, okay,
part.
yeah, and then everyone else is like, cool, I'll just eat the hard edge of it with all the frosting.
Oh, that looks delicious. With a glass of milk?
With a glass of milk.
Oh, so good. All right, folks, it's 8:27, 66 degrees outside.
New Year's resolutions can sometimes bring on New Year's spending. There we go. Still ahead, a look at the top deals for 2023.
Good morning, San Antonio. Buenos dias. It's 8:30 this beautiful Saturday morning. It's foggy, but I hope you're enjoying a nice warm cup of coffee or hot tea.
Ooh, hot tea
whatever you
sounds
prefer.
Good. Some like chai tea.
Yes.
A little bit of milk in there.
And a little bit of honey.
A little bit of honey and sugar.
And cinnamon.
Can someone please bring me that? That'd be great. But hot tea. It's 66 degrees outside, Mia, so it's cool. But that humidity, it's very much there. It's like that soupy weather outside.
Right. It is very, very muggy. You can definitely feel some of that stickiness when you do step outside this morning. But speaking of hot tea, for those that have maybe been suffering from those higher allergies that we were talking about, especially just about 15 minutes ago, we just got in our pollen count for today. Not great news, honestly, in the pollen department. Kicking off this Saturday, mountain cedar returns to very high levels, and even molds have climbed a little bit compared to where we were yesterday, now in the moderate category. So again, if you're waking up with some itchy eyes or maybe a few sniffles, likely due to very high mountain cedar levels today as well. But yes, the humidity is with us, and it's going to stick with us throughout the day before we see some drier air move in tomorrow behind tonight's cool front. Temperatures in the 60s, 66 over at the airport, SA International, 68 at Stinson, and Kelly, 66 at Randolph on the east side of Bexar County. Talking about that humidity, dew points right now about 15 to even 25 degrees higher than where they were this time yesterday, which just means, yes, we have plenty of that moisture in place. It is a little misty in spots, and we do have some drizzle out there, especially north of Bexar County. That's also where some fog has really settled in. Lower visibilities up in the Bernie Stage area, stretching up into the hill country. New Braunfels checking in at only 2-mile visibility out there, so be careful out there on the roadway. Again, we do have some drizzle right now. That will be the theme for some of us throughout the morning. This afternoon, though, we are expecting just a few spotty light showers. It's not going to be for everybody there. And tonight, not for everybody either. But as that front does push through south central Texas, especially after dinner time and through the overnight hours, we are expecting scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms to develop. We'll talk about what that means for the overnight hours, plus what tomorrow will feel like in just a few, guys.
All right, Mia, thank you so much. Well, we know a high number of flu cases are normal for this time of year, but lately, local doctors are treating and seeing more patients with RSV or COVID.
GMSA's Alyssa Cole joining us now. Alyssa, the doctor, he shared with you why we're seeing more infections, right?
Yes, exactly, Sarah. It really comes down to wrapping up that holiday season. You know, over the past few weeks, a lot of us got together in person. We participated in those potlucks and other activities at home and in offices. And we know sharing those common areas comes with sharing germs. Now, the emergency room doctor I spoke with at Methodist Hospital Metropolitan, he says more patients are being seen for virus-related sickness, and among them are less flu cases. But as of now, they're keeping an eye on COVID-19 infections.
COVID is spiking a little bit, but again, not particularly severe illness, which is great news.
That's exactly right. That's great news. The doctor says it's important to keep in mind if you have the most up-to-date COVID-19 or flu vaccines. Unfortunately, it will not ease the uncomfortable symptoms of other respiratory infections. Jonathan, Sarah.
Alyssa, thank you. Now to some top stories we've been following. One man is dead, another hospitalized. This all unfolding at an apartment complex near the medical center. Officers say both victims were in the same car, but they don't know what led up to the shooting since receiving several different stories from the survivor. So right now, officers think a robbery may have been a factor in this shooting.
And the search is still on for a suspect who stabbed a passenger in a car. This happened Friday afternoon at a gas station near New Braunfels Avenue and I-35. Police say two people were arguing inside a car of four, and one passenger stabbed the other in the chest. Now, officers say the victim was dropped off at the gas station and was pronounced dead on scene. The suspect managed to run away, and we're told that the driver of that vehicle is cooperating with police.
Investigators now have two suspects in a case of 25-year-old Lucio Carmona, who was found dead on the side of the road just outside of Pleasanton. So David Castleberry and Claire Seguin, who are on your screen, are facing murder charges. Atascosa County deputies linked them to Carmona's body. They say the two suspects admitting to killing Carmona during a robbery. Deputies say charges could be increased to capital murder in this case.
Newly revealed court documents is sharing more insight about the killing of 4 university students in Idaho College.
The documents also show the prosecution building a strong case against the accused killer. CNN's Veronica Miracle reports.
He was stalking them. He was hunting them.
The father of Kaylee Gonsalves, one of the 4 University of Idaho students killed, believes his daughter and her friends were hunted after authorities laid out the case against Brian Kohberger.
He was just a person looking for an opportunity, and it just happened to be in that house. And that's hard to take.
Kohberger, charged with the murders, may have cased the scene of the crime 4 months before the murders, according to new court documents. An affidavit released Thursday reveals police started looking for a white Hyundai Elantra like this one around Thanksgiving, almost 2 weeks before asking the public for information about the car.
On December 23rd, they get the cell phone record showing the owner of that car has been, what appears to be from the record, staked out in the area of that murder house a dozen times since August.
Still, no details about why the 28-year-old suspect chose this house and whether he knew any of the 4 victims, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves. The affidavit also revealing around 4 in the morning, one of the surviving roommates heard crying coming from Xana Kernodle's room and a voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." That roommate then opened the door and saw a dark figure in black clothing and a mask walk past her, raising the question, why did no one call 911 until noon on Sunday?
I do know that she was petrified, and I think people respond a little bit different. I think she was just scared, very scared, and it's not like Hollywood where everyone behaves like people think they would.
According to the affidavit, DNA evidence also led police to the suspect. A knife sheath was left on one of the victims' beds that contained DNA similar to Kohberger's father's DNA found in the family's garbage, according to those documents. A law enforcement source tells CNN as authorities were surveilling the Kohberger family home, they witnessed Kohberger putting trash in a neighbor's bin and were able to extract it for DNA comparison.
That was CNN's Veronica Miracle reporting. Well, New York authorities seized a record-breaking number of fentanyl products around the state last year. That's according to a new release from the New York City's Office of the Special Narcotics Prosecutor. The state's division of the DEA seized 1.9 million fentanyl-laced pills and nearly 2,000 pounds of fentanyl in 2022. The seizures marked a 152% increase from the year before.
The federal appeals court has struck down a ban on bump stocks. Those are the devices that essentially allow the semi-automatic rifles to continuously fire with one pull of the trigger. So 3 judges on the circuit court dissented on Friday's ruling. In the majority opinion, one of the judges wrote that bump stock is excluded from the technical definition of machine gun set forth in the Gun Control and National Firearms Act.
Former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan is among many voices of economists who is predicting a recession. Greenspan believes a recession is the most likely outcome of the Federal Reserve's big rate hikes meant to curb inflation. Greenspan served 5 terms as Fed chair under 4 different presidents over nearly 2 decades. In the 12 months following Greenspan's 1994 soft landing, he nearly doubled interest rates to 6%. Yet kept the economy steady, avoiding recession. Now, Greenspan, now 96 years old, said in a note this week he doubts this current round of rate hikes will yield the same outcome.
McDonald's is planning to lay off some of its corporate staff as part of a broader strategic plan. The CEO revealed the plans in a memo to employees on Friday. He said some initiatives will deprioritize or end to help the company move faster while reducing global costs and freeing up resources to invest in growth. So the company plans to announce the layoffs by April 3rd.
All right, folks, time is 8:39 and temperature is 66 degrees.
Are you wanting to find some of the best shopping bargains for the new year? Next, we'll tell you about the hard to find deals and which ones are worth spending your money on.
And taking a look outside with live cam, again, 66 degrees. Foggy. We are starting to see a little bit of the Tower of Americas, but not quite. We'll be checking in with Mia Montgomery later in the newscast to learn more on how the weather will hold out this weekend. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You know, many of us may be thinking about some of the top New Year's resolutions to live a healthier lifestyle and maybe exercise a little bit more.
Why do I feel like you're talking to me right now, Jonathan? You're like, maybe exercise a little more. No, we were talking about exercising more.
We can all exercise. It's
right. Okay. So with both of those things costing money, maybe this will help you out. 12 on your side's Marilyn Morris shows us some bargains on exercising equipment and things to stay healthy this year.
New year, new you, and retailers know it. So now's the time to exercise your shopping skills on this stuff.
Because January follows 2 months of heavy holiday sales, discounts tend to be a bit sparser overall. However, we typically see deals on health, fitness, and other resolution-related products.
Consumer Reports tracks the prices of its top tested products. So here are some discounted this month. You can invest in your cardio health with a new treadmill. This Bowflex Treadmill 10 is $1,600 at Best Buy. That's $300 off. If you prefer a lower impact home workout, this Schwinn elliptical is now $400 off at Amazon. The sale price, $1,299. It includes heart rate programs that adjust your workout intensity. For keeping yourself accountable, a new fitness tracker may help. The Garmin Forerunner 35 is now slashed to $99 at Amazon and Walmart. It tracks your heart rate, sleep, and calories. For more features, there's a smartwatch. This Apple Watch SE is $199 at Walmart, $80 off. Buying an older model like this is an easy way to save. And you can track your progress with a digital scale. This one from Withings is now less than $48 at Amazon. It measures in fractions and connects to tracking apps. During the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, you can expect to see sales on things like mattresses and large appliances. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
That is good to know because I'm actually in the market for a new mattress.
You are?
I am, for the guest bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like very picky about.
As you should be, though.
Right. It's
important.
We spend a lot of our time sleeping, right? Well, you're supposed to.
Especially when you have to be up here at
however
early every weekend.
You need a good night's rest.
Yes. All right. So last night we had mostly clear skies. Did y'all see the full moon?
I did.
We talked about it a little bit
I saw
earlier.
the moon rising, and it was beautiful.
It was really pretty out there. So yes, the first full moon of 2023, January's full wolf moon, officially occurred yesterday. This picture sent in by our friend Skywatcher via KSAT Connect. Absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully you were able to see it yesterday, or maybe if not, you were at least able to see the moon getting a little bit brighter over the past week. Today, we've got the cloud cover that's back in place. That rolled in overnight last night and very early this morning, thanks to all of the humidity that has worked its way back into south central Texas as well. Because of that moisture in place, we've got some areas of fog as well as some drizzle that's currently significantly continues to push across parts of the area as well. So you can see here as we zoom this in across our far southeastern counties, in DeWitt County near Cuero, also southern Karnes County, just south of Karnes City there. We've got just a few bands of some drizzle that continues to push farther up to the north. That headed closer to the 87 corridor there near Nixon and southern Gonzales County. Northern Bexar County seeing a little bit of mist, maybe a few sprinkles out there as well. Some drizzle still across our northern counties near Canyon Lake, stretching back over to San Marcos. Even a few sprinkles possible in southern Kendall County near Bernie there as well. And that's also where some of that fog has really settled in. Generally just to the north of San Antonio. I think northern Bexar County seeing a little bit more of that thicker fog here this hour, but visibility has been reduced in New Braunfels, stretching over to Kerrville, even Rock Springs up there in the hill country. Uvalde seen some of that visibility come down over the past hour or so. So just if you are stepping out on area roadways here this morning and you do run into some of that thicker and denser fog, just be careful out there on the roads, and of course give yourself a little bit of extra time to get to where you need to be. Now temperatures right now we're in the 60s. Because of that thick cloud cover and the fog in place, we're likely not going to see temperatures warm a whole lot by the lunchtime hour, in the upper 60s, low 70s. And then as we head into the afternoon, maybe some of that cloud cover breaks up just a little bit. We see a few more peaks of sunshine, and then those afternoon highs top off in the low 70s. Around 73 here in town is that forecast high, 71 in Bulverde, 75 in Nixon, 75 in Poteet, and 72 in Sabinal later this afternoon. Now this all ahead of some changes that move in overnight tonight and into the back half of the weekend, thanks to our next cool front that's going to push through south central Texas here over the next 12 to 24 hours. You can see where that front is right now. 52 in San Angelo, but 37 in Lubbock this Saturday morning. Meanwhile, for us here in San Antonio on the south side of that front, where all of these muggy conditions are still in place, we are sitting in the mid 60s with that drizzle filtering across parts of the area as well. A little bit of rain near San Angelo this hour, but as we see that front continue to work its way farther down to the south, some additional pockets of drizzle this morning, transition to light spotty showers this afternoon. Not going to be for everybody this afternoon, but especially for areas along and east of I-35 later this evening and tonight. We are expecting an uptick in coverage, some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms possible, maybe an isolated strong storm, not completely out of the question across our far southern and our southeastern counties into the pre-dawn hours of our Sunday. By wake up time tomorrow morning, it's possible we have a few lingering showers here near the San Antonio area, but for the most part, that activity is going to continue pushing off to the southeast. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, a much drier day and a comfortable day, especially compared to right now. We'll start off tomorrow in the low 50s, highs headed for the upper 60s. Going to be very enjoyable to just kind of be outside with that lower humidity moving back in.
You know, my garden, I planted some bulbs and I already can see the sprouts because they think it's spring. Oh. And I'm like, no, go back down.
Not yet. You're a little early.
Yeah, a little early because I know that we still have those cold snaps that can happen in January and February.
Exactly. We've got a couple more months of winter, so we'll see what we find. But yes, at least as of this week, for the most part, it's looking like still some warmer than average afternoons.
Well, let's enjoy it while we have it. Folks, it's 8:50. Temperature is 66 degrees.
Take a look outside with TransGuide. You got a stalled vehicle there at 35 and 37. And not really seeing any other issues popping up. If you are out and about, take note of the fog this morning. Not too bad here in San Antonio. That's what Mia has been updating us on throughout the morning. If anything pops up, we'll let you know about it.
All right, let's take a look at the Texas Lottery. The pick 3, those numbers are 8, 2, 1, and Fireball 9. Daily 4, those lucky numbers are 7, 6, 6, 0, Fireball 9.
Cash 5, 1, 18, 20, 30, 31, Mega Millions. That jackpot no one won. It's now up to $1.1 billion. 3, 20, 46, 59, 63, Mega Ball 13, Mega Plier 3. Next drawing is on Tuesday.
And again, a reminder, there was no winner at last night's Mega Millions drawing. So that means the jackpot has grown to $1.1 billion. You may remember back in July, 2 people won the $1.34 billion prize. The Illinois Lottery says that they came forward in September and split the prize. The next drawing is set for Tuesday, January the 10th.
So I got my ticket last night. I spent $18 on it. I'm not ashamed to say. Because you have to do the Megaplier. Because if you do the Megaplier and you get the Megaplier numbers, like that bonus ball, it's so worth it.
So you see, you're going to have to teach me how to do all of this because I am not
It's very
a lottery
easy.
expert.
You go to the gas station and you buy a lottery ticket. So the next drawing is Tuesday. So this is for Mega Millions.
All right.
Powerballs are on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Okay,
You'll learn.
good to know.
Yeah.
You see, I might win.
It's important.
I might win.
You can't win if you don't play.
But I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going to win.
Okay.
Manifesting for 2023.
Manifesting. It's 8:55 and 67 degrees. We'll be right back.
All right, San Antonio, thank you for staying with us. Meet one of San Antonio Zoo's newest members of the year, the very cute white-cheeked gibbon. The new arrival can be found in the Asian Forest area at the zoo. And according to zoo officials, these white-cheeked gibbons are critically endangered due to habitat loss. They spend most of their life in the trees and can travel up to 35 miles an hour, swinging up to 50 feet in a leap. So to learn more about how to plan your next trip to see these cute little guys, you can just head over to the website.
So it's a monkey?
It's something.
They said they were swinging in the trees.
Yeah, no, it's
okay, our producer says it's a type of monkey. Okay, I was like, what is
definitely
that?
a mammal.
Okay, well, I love the San Antonio Zoo. I'm going to go check out the new gibbon.
It's a great zoo. All right, folks, time is 8:58, 67 degrees.
We'll be right back.